Previously, Chinese hackers consistently won top positions in hacking competitions around the world. But after 2017, their presence suddenly vanished. At first, no one understood why Chinese hackers stopped participating. However, in 2019, an incident occurred that exposed China's dangerous cyber plans. In March 2017, a group of hackers from China traveled to Vancouver, Canada. Their mission was to find hidden vulnerabilities in the world's most widely used software and devices. Their targets included Google Chrome, Microsoft Windows, and Apple iPhones. But they weren't there to do anything illegal. They were participating in a legitimate hacking competition called Pwn 2 Own. Pwn 2 Own is one of the world's largest hacking competitions. In it, hackers find security flaws or loopholes by hacking into company software. In return, they receive cash prizes. The prizes range from $50,000 to $1 million. The biggest prize is awarded for finding a vulnerability that no one has discovered before, known as a zero-day vulnerability. When a hacker finds such a flaw, the details are given to the respective company, like Google, Microsoft, or Apple, so they can quickly fix the problem by releasing a new update. The hackers, in turn, receive millions of dollars in cash. This is essentially an ethical hacking competition, where hacking doesn't cause harm but rather improves security. For many years, Chinese hackers dominated these competitions. Whether it was Pwn 2 Own or any other hacking event, Chinese hackers always came out on top. But after 2017, everything suddenly changed. The Chinese hackers who used to actively participate in hacking events worldwide suddenly disappeared. After 2017, everyone noticed the absence of Chinese hackers in all the hacking events. This silence was bothering everyone, especially America. The Qihoo 360 revelation in China's cyber strategy. During this period, a random message from a major Chinese cybersecurity firm raised eyebrows. Qihoo 360, a top cybersecurity firm in China, had its CEO, Zhou Hongyi, make a public statement. He appeared to criticize these Chinese hackers, questioning why they showcased their hacking skills to other countries. This statement was given to the Chinese news agency Sina, where Zhou claimed that performing well in such events was merely an imaginary victory, just a show. His stance was that the vulnerabilities they were discovering were worth not just a few $100,000, but billions of dollars. Soon after the Qihoo 360 CEO's statement, Chinese hackers stopped participating in international hacking competitions. However, it was later revealed that Chinese hackers didn't do this voluntarily. The Chinese government had stopped them. The Chinese government was the one that took the Qihoo 360 CEO's statement seriously. Shortly after, the Chinese government officially banned cybersecurity researchers and hackers from participating in overseas competitions. Immediately after this ban, a new hacking competition was launched within China called the Tianfu Cup. This competition became an alternative to international contests, offering prize money of over $1 million. The news of the Tianfu Cup's launch alarmed several countries, as it indicated that China was now preparing itself for cyber warfare by using hacking. The first Tianfu Cup event was organized in Chengdu, China, in November 2018. A researcher from Qihoo 360, King Team's Qijun Zhao, won the $500,000 prize. He had discovered a very powerful and dangerous hack, specifically in an Apple iPhone. He initiated the attack through the Safari browser, then found a loophole in the iPhone's core system. Through this flaw, he was able to remotely control any iPhone just by having the user open a specific web page. This meant that if someone visited that particular web page on their iPhone, their phone would fall under the hacker's control without them even noticing. Qijun named this exploit Chaos, and the name was perfect, as this hack was about to become a problem for cyber experts worldwide in the coming months. The difference between China's Tianfu Cup and Canada's Pwn 2 Own was that in Pwn 2 Own, hacks were directly given to the companies. However, the Tianfu Cup did this through the Chinese government. The Chinese government mandated that any hack found in the Tianfu Cup would not be directly given to the company, but would first go to the Chinese government, and then the government would deliver it to the company. This was where the real damage was to happen. This was a hack that, if sold on the black market, could fetch millions of dollars, and criminals or governments could use it to spy on thousands of people. 2 months later, in January 2019, Apple released an update that silently fixed the flaw Qijun had discovered. But the real surprise came in August 2019, 7 months later. Google published a research paper revealing that a mass-level hacking campaign was underway on iPhones, and people's phones were being hacked on a large scale. Google's research identified 5 different exploit chains, and one of them was the very chaos exploit that Qijun had demonstrated at the Tianfu Cup. This meant that the exploit that won Qijun the prize was being used for mass surveillance of iPhones. Google's researchers stated in their report that many aspects of the hacking attacks they observed in the real world resembled the chaos exploit. However, Google did not reveal who carried out these attacks or who the victims were, but it was later discovered that the victims were Uyghur Muslims, and the attacker was none other than the Chinese government itself. Since 2014, China has committed very serious human rights violations against Uyghur Muslims and other minorities. All of this is happening in China's northwestern province of Xinjiang. Here, China has imprisoned millions of people in camps without any crime. Women there have been sterilized to reduce their population. Cases of torture and sexual abuse have also been reported inside the camps. Every phone in the region was monitored to ensure no one had any religious content. If someone was found with such content, they would receive the harshest punishment. Chinese officials claim they are doing all this to prevent extremism, but the United States and several other countries have declared it a genocide. This Chinese hacking campaign was not limited to Uyghur Muslims, but also targeted journalists, activists, and those who questioned Chinese government policies. When Google's researchers published their report on iPhone hacking, within a few days, the media connected all the dots. Later, Apple also stated in a post that this hack had indeed been active for 2 months, which was exactly the time when Qijun won the Tianfu Cup. It was now clear to American experts that China had followed the strategy outlined by the Qihu 360 CEO: prevent Chinese hackers from going abroad, utilize their skills within China, and then use those hacks for surveillance. To prove this, US surveillance agencies conducted a full technical breakdown of the chaos exploit, and it exactly matched the hack from the Tianfu Cup. Later, Google's deep investigation also confirmed that both chaos and the real-world attack were similar in structure. But the matter didn't stop there. In February 2024, some data was leaked on the code-sharing website GitHub. This was data from iSoon, a Chinese company that is an IT security firm. This data included the company's emails, chat logs, and spyware development details. The leaked data revealed that this company develops cyber spying tools, and these tools are later provided to the Chinese government and the People's Liberation Army. The leaked chats mentioned contracts between the Chinese Ministry of Public Security and iSoon. It was revealed that iSoon charges the government between $400 and $75,000 for each hacked email inbox. Today, the Tianfu Cup is in its 8th year, and is sponsored by China's largest tech giants like Topsec, Alipay, and Qihu 360. However, because people and companies involved in this competition appear to have links with the Chinese military, Topsec, a Beijing-based company that organizes the Tianfu Cup, is, according to US officials, actually recruiting China's nationalist hackers through the Tianfu Cup. All these things indicate that China is preparing its cyber weapons under the guise of the Tianfu Cup. And when national powers support hackers, their goal is not to win awards, but something else entirely. In 2024, the US Treasury Department's data was hacked. According to America, Chinese state-sponsored hackers compromised the US Treasury Department's computers and stole sensitive documents. Also in 2024, Chinese hackers breached the networks of at least 9 US telecom companies, including AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. In 2022, Volt Typhoon, a Chinese hacking group, targeted US energy and water filtration systems. In 2023, a malware attack on a US military base in Guam also came to light. These are just a few references of incidents involving Chinese hackers. Experts say that when Chinese hacking groups target any infrastructure, they silently maintain their access within the system for several years, and only cause damage when the time is right. All these facts reveal that China is building an army of hackers within its borders to prepare for cyber warfare. A war where not missiles, but just code, can bring an entire nation to its knees. Where network jams will cause more damage than airstrikes. Where a spying tool on a phone is more dangerous than a real-life agent. And where just one click can crash the stock market and spread fear among the populace. We hope you'll like and share this Lens Docs video. Thank you so much for your loving comments. See you in the next amazing video.